Hey, I think we're live. Good evening. Hello, welcome to Emergency Hedge.
It's where Dave teaches me Arkham Horror.
And Jessica teaches me Netrunner.
But we're doing the former today for the last time for a little while.
Yeah, it's the end of season special.
Yeah,
Are you excited,
finally,
Jessica?
and yeah, the end of the earth. Dave, how long ago did we start this?
I believe we started around May 2023.
Oh my god,
Hmm.
so that's eight. That's eight.
It has been an epic undertaking. It has distended somehow and matched the sort of the form of the subject matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both gone a little bit mad, trying to reach the end of the earth, which hopefully we all do today.
Or die in the attempt.
Or die in the attempt.
How have you been since we last streamed, Jessica?
Yeah, I've been good. I've been in fine fettle. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about it having taken 18 months to get to this point. Real stakes to the we fuck up this last scenario and just like white team white, everything dead.
Yeah, I think we've done a really good job as well of amping up the tension by getting completely pasted in the previous scenario.
Yeah,
like much more than I think than any of the others.
Yeah, we're doing all right in this one though, from what I remember. We're quite close to collapsing the final pylon.
The wood that I'm touching is out of shot, but I am touching the wooden table in front of me. But yes, hey, I feel so.
I feel like I'm touching cloth more than wood, but that's
that's oversharing.
That's fine. Yeah, fair.
Do you have any plans for the weekend, Jessica?
I do. I'm going to Bristol to play in the UK Netrunner National Championships, as I believe I do.
I am, Dave. Yes. Yeah. Which I'm really excited about. There's been some big news about that literally today, I think.
Yeah, in the last few hours, the venue we were supposed to be doing it in has flooded, and NSG, or the organisers being the kinds of people that they are, instead of just going, well, we can't possibly do it because the venue has flooded literally to the event. They have instead organised a different venue and gotten out emails, and it's not going to be the most convenient thing in the world, but we're all going to pull together and go through the terrible hardship of spending the weekend in a mansion, which
the place looks. I haven't actually looked at a picture of it. We should, like, if we were professionals, I'll see if I can pull one up to stick on the screen. But it does look quite amazing. Oh boy, have we got the silent thing going on, Jessica?
The silent thing?
Oh no, that's good. I couldn't hear any noise from you for a brief moment, and I thought it all gone bad. Do you remember what it's called?
If I wasn't saying anything, that's what it was.
Right, that's okay then. Yeah. Is it called Aston Hall or something like that?
Yes. Yes, Ashton Hall.
Ashton Court. My God, this is insane. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Drop me the pic on Discord because I can't.
No, here we go. On Discord. Okay, yeah, I will. This is like, if you go to the Wikipedia page for Ashton Court, this is what it shows you. Don't open the picture for like 20 seconds after I've sent it, because I need to get your face up and then get like a live reaction shot.
Okay. When I'm ready to look,
you can look now. It's good. It's all good.
Holy shit!
What the hell is that? That's insane.
Why? What the fuck? Here's our backup location.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, that. I mean, it feels churlish to say it's slightly more difficult to get to, but it's slightly more difficult to get to.
It feels like we're going to have butlers shuffling our cards for us.
Yeah. So that would be
what
nice. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm joking aside. It must have been really stressful for all of the people who had to deal with this last minute change of venue. But you have to say they fucking really pulled a blind on it.
Everyone's going to whinge, me included, about like, look, it's a group of largely neurodivergent people who are having a last minute change of plans. Of course, we're all going to be slightly upset about it, but like, I can only imagine what it's been like for them to like put it out of the bag and still have the event happening, rather than we could have had an email today that said, "I'm sorry, it's cancelled." Like that.
Yeah.
That would have.
It would have been totally reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. Given that the venue flooded.
Was it a burst pipe, by the way? Do you know how it flooded?
I have no idea how it flooded. Too much water. That's my.
Yeah.
It's often the case with floodings.
I was just wondering to what extent it was a sort of wrath of God event or like shit plumbing event. But anyway.
Are you building a narrative in your head where like the deities have forced us into this haunted mansion to play our forbidden game?
The last time that I had a weekend planned with lovely friends to play games, God gave me COVID.
Oh God.
Yeah, so like I have beef with the guy already. I mean, let's not even go there. Yeah. I mean, he really hasn't acquitted himself very well. But like that was kind of just a sort of rude coda to the litany of crimes that he's responsible for.
Yeah,
we've gone right off the rails. We've gone right off the rails.
He's spitting in the face of God seems like a good way to start.
Yeah. I'm going to do the timestamps. I haven't done any timestamps for our last few videos, but I am going to do timestamps for this, and this is going to be like 5-minute heresy.
Which I think should be on a regular feature. The 5 minutes,
definitely. Yeah.
Of these, why not?
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go to this absurdly amazing, like wild place and play Netrunner. Are you going for the Friday as well, the team tournament, or just the main event?
I'm going to spend the Friday with my sister. Because she lives in Bristol and I'm staying with her. And to be honest, the fact it was in Bristol is what's on me. So I was like, okay, go to Nats and I can see my sister at the same time. And like two things to do together. I think I hadn't quite realised how many variables there would be in terms of like, I've had to say to her, yeah, we might get to hang out on the Sunday, but we can't really make any plans for hanging out on the Sunday. Because there's also the very slim possibility that I like make the top 16, or the slightly less slim possibility, which I'll really have to think about, of like, I haven't made the top 16, but we've still got to do 2 rounds of Swiss on the Sunday. Stranger things happened, and I'm still in the running for the top 16. Yeah. And then I'll really have to think about like, do I drop or do I like ride out there? But
just a note for everyone in the audience who's not aware of the logistics. They have hired horses for all of us to be able to get around Bristol. So that's what Jessica's referring to there. Because obviously we need to travel in the style we've become accustomed to from the venue.
I do really want to make top 16 if I can. Not just because I don't know if I've told you about this, Dave. My world's prizing tragedy.
Tell me.
Okay, so my girlfriend Tilly, who lives in Chicago, really loves alt art, and I am relatively indifferent to alt arts. And I, as a very special birthday present, I sent it my alt arts from Worlds.
Yeah.
And they lost in the post.
Oh no.
And yeah, it was really rough because like I sent them like recorded delivery and stuff, and like clearly the US Postal Service just lied, just like said, yeah, we've delivered these and they haven't been delivered. And there was like no real recourse because what can you do? It's
I hate that. I mean, like, obviously I hate that happened to you, but also like there's something utterly aggravating about casual theft where the person stealing the thing is going to enjoy it like many times less than the person they've stolen it for.
I don't even.
You think it's just incompetence?
I think that they couldn't deliver it and couldn't be. It was supposed to be returned to sender, and I think they went, well, that would be a huge fact, and they just threw it away. And that's in a way even worse.
Yeah.
They no one would steal it. It has no value for anyone outside of the Netrunner community, and frankly, not would do something like that because it's.
I get the impression that people do still post because sometimes like packages that look like certain dimensions have a monetary value, but I don't know. Maybe this is me being an old man. Like people don't send cash money through the post anymore. That's like cash money largely doesn't exist, and we have computers for that now. So like.
They do have computers.
Yeah. Talking of which, Netrunner. Jessica, I just want to flag up that your audio is a little bit patchy, and
okay.
I don't know what we could do to remediate that live, but like if there are any thoughts that you have.
Yours has also got a bit of like static in the background of it.
Interesting.
I dropped from the call and rejoined the call.
It's okay now.
Okay.
So I'll yeah, let's keep an eye on it and see.
Okay. Anyway, I was gonna say was top 16 pricing is Old Hearts of Joyride. So Old Hearts, two trans women together, like having an amazing time. And so I was a little bit like, okay, well, I wasn't really gonna try for Nats. I was gonna like just go for funsies, and I still don't think I've got a good chance of top 16, but like unfortunately / fortunately, I think I do have a chance. Like it's not side of the realms of possibility. You were saying you've not done enough practice. I think I've done exactly the wrong amount of practice. I think you can do absolutely loads and be fully prepared and go in totally confident.
Yeah.
Or you can do most none and be like, well, what happens, who cares?
Yeah.
They've done like enough so that it'll be a bit heartbreaking if I do really badly. But not so much that I'm like confident that I gave it my absolute best shot.
Yeah. I hear you. Just give me 1 second. You have a look at the stream while I step away because I think my wired connection to my computer isn't plugged in and that might be the cause of the issues. I'll just go and plug it.
When Dave gets back, we'll talk about what he's going to play. Mine aren't terribly surprising. But hopefully Dave will get his technical issues soon enough. Back, Dave. I was doing a terrible job of I'm afraid.
Okay. I've plugged this in. I don't know whether I'm a bit scared that might have just destroyed everything and stopped the stream in its tracks. So watch out for that.
It has done. Oh no! You're back. We're back.
We're back. Okay, cool. Yeah, it said disconnecting, reconnecting. Hi everyone, we're back. Thanks for bearing with us.
Right. So what decks are you playing for Nats?
Good question. I have no idea. That's not entirely true. Let's oh damn, we can't really do the screen sharing thing, can we? Because we've not prepped that. I'll talk you through it. I was planning to well, I was toying with, and we chatted about this last time, taking the world-winning Ari deck, mostly because I love the idea of Spree being a good card.
Yeah.
And here we go. And and I've done a lot of testing with that deck, and I do really enjoy it. It's loads of fun to play, but I just don't think I'm quite good enough, and I don't get it enough to take it and play it for a whole day and a bit, and that'd be a good experience.
Yeah.
It runs very low to the ground on economy, and like managing your memory slots is an absolute mare.
Yeah.
And I just find a lot of the time, I've had loads of fun testing it, but I find a lot of the time I'm just kind of running into the situation where I don't have the money to do what I want, don't quite know how to approach stuff. I think like the way to play it is that you absolutely hammer your opponent, deep dive very, very quickly before they can get set up.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping that there would be a write-up emerging, and I could read that, and that would like have enough of a sort of guide of how to do it that I'd feel confident having a pop. And for quite a while I thought I would have a pop, and I just think it probably is a recipe for a bad time.
Yeah.
So I think I probably need to go entirely back to the drawing board. I spent all my time thinking about this and not really at all about a corp deck. Yeah, I did have a go at trying it with just like 2 more copies of Coalescence and swapping the console from Anacam to Lilypad, because I was finding it really, really draw heavy, probably because the game plan is to get to deep dive super quick, but also I was just finding them often I was having to discard cards that I kind of wanted, and I felt maybe a little less draw and an extra memory slot, and like just having more coalescences and therefore more targets for spec work made sense.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that was sort of bugging me with playing it was that like sometimes my best play was a spec work. I didn't really have anything that I wanted to any targets for it. So I did have a little test today with it swapped like that, but I just think I'm probably like, I think I played this deck 5 or 6 times and not got off a deep dive at all. And I think that's probably a sign in a deep dive deck that I shouldn't be doing it. I should do something else. So I thought we could have a bit of a chat about what I should play instead. Yeah.
So, but here's the problem with the meta at the moment. Trick shot is so horribly good that you're almost required to play Shaper. Or that and a few other cards make it feel like playing Shaper is the only thing that makes sense. And once you're playing Shaper, why aren't you playing Deep Dive? And once you're playing a Deep Dive deck, you're playing a Deep Dive deck. You could go with Deer's Swift Lap, which is also a Deep Dive deck, and is I'm not going to say easier to play, but you are more consistently getting that extra click. I think that one of the problems with Ari is that the way you get that extra click is by installing that program on the right server, on the right, and that's like actually a very complicated turn. Whereas just install Swift is like Swift's gonna give you value anyway.
It's got Hannah in there as well, which is the other way, but that's a one-off. And it's, you know, even with sort of Peach Chow and Spree, it's quite difficult to find a server with like sometimes you don't have a server with 2 ice, right? So if you're using
Spree,
you really want to be doing like I've had a situation where I had 2 deep dives in my hand and I had a Spree, and my game plan was obviously to use a Peach Chow to get 2 extra clicks and double deep dive and just take the game away in that one turn. But all of the all of the servers had what like the centrals had one ice, so that possibility was lost to me as well, and like that was just another
Similar
thing that I
chip,
struggled with.
similar chip backup option for when you want to do that, when you want to put a Pikachu on the second.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's all very fiddly because you've got to make sure you didn't accidentally like sack off a program to ESOPs that turn or whatever, because you can still do it. It's a complicated ID to play.
Right? Yeah.
And I'm not going to like, oh, here's Swift Lat. It's like super easy. Actually, I've like played against. Obviously, lots of people have been playing that deck on JNet, and lots of people have been playing that deck on JNet quite badly. And like, it's possible to. It's very, very tight in its breaker suite because it's got, I think maybe only one propeller, and it kind of a lot of the Shaper breaker suite dies to Bran. I've noticed is a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Unless they've got like a backup pressure spike or something, but that's still very, very expensive.
Yeah.
The first time you want to use pressure spike, you will be paying, even at like threat 4, you'll be paying like 4, 5, 9 credits to get through a Bran to install it and use it the first, and then after that, it's like 5 credits. Bran's just like stupidly good ice. Have you considered so what I was considering when I was like, I'm just going to do something that's easy and a bit silly and like high variance, let's say. Essa, look up a good Essa deck.
I have mostly been looking at net decking the decks that place best in Worlds. Like the meta's essentially the same. I'm no way good enough to do the papers, scissors, stone business of like anticipating what other people are bringing in, what have you. I just want something that I know will perform relatively well if I can play it right. So yeah, I have been considering Essa. I mean, Essa and Sable basically are the two non-shapers that did relatively well in Worlds as far as I remember. So like I'm likely to bring one of those. I have played Essa a bit before as well, so like that's fun.
I think I'd recommend Essa over Sable. And my reasoning would be, I don't know what, like, depending on specific list, criminals tend to run one-off breakers and not have good.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of PE. It almost won Worlds, having been in the finals. So I think you are just going to see quite a lot of it, and you don't want to. It's impossible to completely avoid net damage in PE, and you don't want to be playing as a criminal versus PE because you have to install all your programs before you can make any runs, and it's a huge tempo hit to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas Essa, like half the time that you take net damage, it will be on a strike fund or on a Steel's Scarring or something where you're like, great, yeah, that's free money for me. That's I appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much. And just that, if you're not well practiced for the meta, one of the best things you can do is to take a high variance deck. It was part of why I took the PE deck last year, because high variance. I knew it was like there, turn after turn, I was putting out the loss myself on the board and just being like, well, I hope they don't run this, and getting that bit of luck because I was going into it not having done a vast amount of practice. The PE I'm taking this year is a bit more strategic. It has a plan. It doesn't have like infinite different plans depending on what I draw. It has like 2 or 3 pretty good plans.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like that. I will have a look. I forget who plays Tyus with Essa, but there was an Essa relative, like I think in the top 16. So I will probably just net deck that.
Yeah.
Unless when I have a look at it, I really don't like the look of it. In which case, I'll probably go for the Sable. But of which I think there are two options. But let's talk about. Go on.
You can win off a single sabotage. Win off like a Chastushka going off and it hitting the right cards.
Yeah. And in the little testing I've done, I feel there's a lot of Asset decks out there.
Yeah, there are, and I hate them. I hate them all so much. And I say this as someone who's like played quite a lot of Asset decks. Ones that just like feel like an asset prison.
MCA austerity policy, as far as the eye can see, that card fucking sucks, man.
I really hate that card so much.
Card.
Like it, just whenever it comes, because it's never just trash this and you'll be free. It's like trash this and then they restore it, or they put it back with a Vitruvius counter, or I had to stay ball with it and then put it back on the table with powers that be, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, like this is just. And then I won that game. Like you do have to like push through the pain and accept.
Yeah. I mean, the issue I was running into is that I am struggling for money in that deck because it runs really low to the ground, and like it just having like to really dance around to keep your head above water money wise, and then like loads of 4 trash assets just being sitting there on the board.
Yeah.
I had a game this afternoon actually against Deer, which I had sadly I had to concede because I had to do the school run, but like I think that the writing was on the wall. But I'm happy with how I played for like the first 5 turns. I think I did well, but it oh god, is Deer a they? I feel
don't know the answer to this question.
Deer, well, anyway, pronouns aside, Deer had 2 remotes with 2 Trank grids in and just kept putting assets on it, and I was just sitting there going, why don't I have any assets that give me loads of money? Why don't I have any money to trash the Trank grids? Why is there an MCA austerity policy ruining my day?
Yeah, it can really hurt. I'm hoping not to run into too many of those, but like realistically, I think there's going to be plenty of Acer group. I think there's going to be plenty, and I think there's going to be plenty of decks that I hate. But like the good news is that like the decks that I hate playing into, with one exception, are all corp decks, and at most I'm going to play runner 4 times on Saturday.
Yeah,
and so I have maximum 4 hellish experiences. The one on the other side is that Lou deck that just has like endless imp, endless like Friday chip, and it just does that forever and ever and ever, and that just like invalidates everything that my deck does. None of my agendas do no damage anymore, so it doesn't matter. And I do have Aim Virus in my deck, but it's not enough. Like, unless I get really lucky on like the first couple of turns, I get to a board state where I can be scoring out and putting a virus on the board again and again and again with powers that be, then it's going to be really difficult.
What corp deck should I play? Like, what do you think the options are? I have played quite a lot of Asa, so like
then do that.
Then
if you've done lots of that, it's really good.
I haven't done decks like that, but I have like it's probably the ID I've played the most in the last year.
And then play it.
I was hoping you'd say something else. I'm just an awkward squad, right? I think I'm like, oh, everyone's playing that. I don't want to play that. I want to play some weirdo shit.
We TM KF Netrunner. We are indeed UK announcing. But that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. And also probably playing some Arkham on the Sunday as well. One of us is, yeah.
I've made commitments. Sort of. Speaking of playing Arkham, shall we play some Arkham now?
Yeah. Okay, well, Essa and Asa it is then.
Yeah.
Cool.
You might re-invite me.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh boy, look at that. That's a mess. Sure. I will. Let's. I think I can just do this on the stream. We're professionals.
We are high professional.
Yeah, I volunteered to bring a copy of the scenario to the Sunday Arkham, and then I realised I didn't have it, so I quickly ordered it, and it arrived today. So that's nice. It's the blob that ate everything. Are you familiar with that, or have you heard of it?
Yeah, we were talking about it last week. I would like to do that. I feel like it's not even like I'm taking liberties. I did arrange this to be that I would see my sister and playing around her.
Yeah.
I want to do both of those two things, and I feel like I'm already. I don't know. Maybe it would. I feel like the fact I'm saying, "Oh, I'll hang out with you," unless I'm doing really well in the competition, feels a little bit bad already. I found out there's a thing that I can do that I also want to do more than hanging out with you would be even worse.
I think that's totally reasonable, and I support you in that. I would love to see your sister over the weekend, so like, please convey that to her, and like, get your heads together about when would be a good time. I'm sort of at your disposal for that, because she's awesome.
I've said to her I'll find out if she's able to come and watch on the Sunday. If I'm in the top 16, it's reasonable for me to ask someone to come and watch a game that they don't understand. At that point, it's like, I'm currently one of the best players in the country. Can you come and watch me do this?
Yeah.
Rather, I still don't think she'll find it terribly interesting, because fundamentally it's a game that it's just baffling. If you don't know what's going on, it's just gibberish. Endless gibberish. If you listen to it sometimes, it's nonsense.
I think she should come. Yeah, I think like if she's there at times I'm not playing Arkham, I'm happy to like try and explain to her what's going on.
Cool.
We'll see how successful that is.
You'll be riveted watching my games as well, surely, Dave.
I will. No, I genuinely will. I mean, my other mad plan for Dex was I really liked the cut of Deer's PE Jib. I thought that looked like an absolute blast, but I'm not stupid enough to try and learn how to play that in a day when I'm actually supposed to be working, or 2 days when I'm supposed to be working, and then bring it.
I had some similar cooking already, and I stole exactly one idea from it. But I haven't gone for like every possible different asset version that he's got, because I just think I prefer a slightly more concentrated game plan, I think.
Yeah. I think the asset rainbow was like an intentionally queer flag reference rather than necessarily the most optimal card choice, which, like, to be 100% clear, I absolutely salute that. That's really rad if you don't come second in Worlds with it, and my god, it's incredibly rad when you do.
Yeah.
Right, where have we got to? There are there's an exhausted nameless madness. There's exhausted nameless madnesses on the table, but no exhausted cards in our play areas, which suggests to me that we have done an upkeep phase and then forgot to unexhaust these nameless madnesses. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, that sounds right to me. I think that we've just gotten to the start of the Mythos phase, which is where we tend to leave it. This never miasma should be in the bin.
Yep. Oh, I think that 4 damage, where should that be? On the pylon?
Somewhere.
4 damage on the pylon. Nebulous Miasma in the bin. Yeah. 2 damage on that pylon. That one's ready. Okay, so yeah, these are destroyed. That's destroyed.
I think we were about to take out this last pylon, Dave. I think we might be very close to the end of this.
I suspect so. I hope so. Yeah, 1 missed pylon there. Let's check. If each missed pylon's collapsed. So that's missed pylon. That's a facility. Facility, missed pylon. Okay, yeah, 4 destroyed, one to go. Yeah, that sounds right.
It's right here. So we need to do our. We need to do the Mythos phase.
Yeah, I'm confused because there's no Doom on the agenda, but that's because there is no Doom on this agenda. The Doom clock is these guys, of which there are 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 9 left to go, yeah?
There are 9 left to go. And yeah. If at the end of the round, if all 15 copies of the Nameless Madness are in play and not every missed pylon has collapsed to advance this agenda, and instead of placing Doom, spawn 1 set-aside copy of the Nameless Madness at the location nearest to an investigator without a copy of that enemy that is connected to a location with a copy of that energy.
Which is where we are.
That is where we are, yeah. So it's spawning here.
Cool. So we'll do cards.
Yeah, that goes there. You do your encounter card.
Removal terror test. Willpower 2. This test gets +1 difficulty for each location away from the gate. You are. If you fail, take 2 horror. Fine. Okay. I will do that then. Oh, and I've got a mob enforcer on me. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Followed me all this fucking way.
Yes.
I'm just gonna. You can fuck off. Yeah, have your fucking money. I'm busy.
Oh, mate. See how much good it does you.
What's my willpower like? 3. It's not actually terrible, is it?
No, 3 is not terrible. Your quick learners do make it a bit more grim, though, don't they?
No, they don't. They only apply during my turn.
Oh, me am I. That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that for a bit, and I was like, actually, I don't know why I took this card. It's terrible. I don't care about taking 2 horror. I'm just going to take this test.
Cool. Yeah, seems reasonable.
I'm going to try and take this test. Okay. I can't.
Done that. There we go. It's a Frost Token.
Of course it is. Come on.
Interesting.
Okay, that is not what I meant to do. Right, can we do this test over?
Yeah, let's. It's too complicated to retcon the fact. If you had drawn literally anything other than the Frost Token, I'd say we had a way to retcon that. Not to retcon, but to rectify that misclick. But I think now just take it again.
I'm repeatedly clicking this, and it's having no effect apart from the one time.
Let's try clicking some other things and see whether they work. Yeah. How about the health and sanity buttons? Okay, interesting. Oh, also interesting.
That working.
I think it's done that thing, Jessica. That thing that it does.
So what do we need to
do? Resolve this encounter card. I think probably we need to close the game and open it again.
Cool. These are going to be on 1 and 3 when we've resolved the encounter card because I failed the
That's
test.
horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll just do mine. So that's Glimpse the Unspeakable. Oh, piss off. It's the Have Another Tekeli card. Okay. So draw the top card of the Tekeli deck and resolve its effects. It's lose an action. And then shuffle it back in. Yeah, okay. Into somebody's deck. It's a peril. I'm just going to shuffle it into my deck.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Let's discard those two. I'll quickly save the game. We'll close it, and I'll re-invite you.
Yeah, we invite and then we load it when we're in it together.
Yeah.
Thought we had, to be honest, but maybe not. I think maybe we did the first time, but not the second time.
We didn't do it the second time because I was doing it in a hurry because I'd just crashed the stream. So let's see now. Okay, cool. No. Yeah, there we go. Not sure. So saved it. Wow, that's quite special. Would you believe my mouse has disappeared?
Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah, it's not really what you want, is it?
No, this is like in keeping with the theme of the campaign that we've
How
had
has my
so
mouse
far.
pointer disappeared? Like, what? How am I supposed to work under these conditions, Jessica? This is too much.
Okay. I have this problem occasionally on my laptop. Press the Windows key.
Yeah.
And bring it back.
No. It's I mean the funny thing is that like the thing that's really annoying about it is that it's like when you hover over things they're changing color. Do you know what I mean? Like
yes, there's just mouse is what you're saying.
This is wild. Okay. Do you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to put the technical issues screen on.
Okay.
Jessica, guess what happened when I put the technical issues screen on? It brought my mouse pointer back. Imagine that. Imagine that. Okay, cool. Right, let's see whether we can get this stupid thing to work now.
Okay, fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine.
So now I can close the game. And create a new one. Invite you. Do you have the invite?
Yep, I've just accepted it.
Cool.
And here I am.
Awesome. Okay, let's load this. That was absolutely wild. I don't think we've got much better at this streaming, Lark, but like I'm
I
happy that
think
my response to disasters like this is now like hysterical laughter rather than just getting really flummoxed and stressed about it. I'm not sure it necessarily makes for better streaming, but I certainly feel more happy about it.
okay. Let's test the things.
Okay, yeah, that's important.
Hey, you've got bad news.
Is it not working?
It's still not working.
Oh boy.
I don't know why that would be.
No.
Well, I mean that might be part of it. I've disconnected.
Oh, well, yeah, that would definitely cause issues.
Okay.
Let's try re-inviting you and see whether it works.
Yeah, it might just work. Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it just does.
Sometimes it cares about this thing. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not like made its mind up whether it's important or not.
This is why we are having a season break to spend a bit of time thinking about how we can do a little bit less of this and a little bit more of
Oh, Dave, it's never been more fucked. There's a giant.
Tell me, the giant what?
Number 7, just in the middle of the board.
Wow.
No clear reason. Like there's some like whack Lovecraftian shit happening to my screen.
Okay. Wow. So I'm going to propose that I close Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Send it away to think about itself for like a few milliseconds, and then open it again, because this like obviously is it needs a bit of quiet time.
Yeah. Spoken like a true parent. You're not angry. You're just disappointed.
Really disappointed. Oh man. My I'm going to give you a proud parent moment. My eldest has just started, pretty much of his own volition, started learning Mandarin on what you would call it,
on
that app that everyone uses, Duolingo.
Yeah, the passive aggressive owl. Yeah.
Yeah. He's really into it. It's amazing.
Wait, that's adorable. Oh, well done him.
Yeah. For those of you at home who don't know, he's half Chinese and doesn't really speak any Mandarin. So, like, if when he can speak some Mandarin, he'll be able to speak directly to his grandparents. So it's like, it's really awesome that he's like got the impetus to do that himself.
Yeah.
Definitely some proud parent moments there. Okay, I'm restarting Tabletop Simulator. Don't try and stop me. Here we go. I mean, I'm glad we have this program, but there is something deeply ugly about it, not just like spiritually ugly about it, not just in an aesthetic sense. Do you not think so?
What? Which program?
Tabletop Simulator.
What? Virtualizing something that should be a face-to-face experience.
No, I don't really mean that. I just meant the vibes are off. Like, it's got off vibes. Like, every time you interact with it, like, it does weird shit. Not every time, but like more often than one would like from a piece of software.
like it's attempting to almost completely simulate a very, very small part of the actual universe, which is like always a bit of a mistake because something's always going to go. You're always going to have something weird happen in some way or another. You know, for some reason that's sorry.
No, I'm mostly talking to myself because I find it easier to do the things in the right order. Like, I invite you, then we load the game.
Do you know about the famous Crusader Kings 2 bug where they couldn't work out what was slowing down the game?
Mm-hmm.
And then they worked out that it was that if the country of Greece got too big, there was a hidden bug that it didn't really become a problem until Greece got like really, really big. Because what would happen is that everyone in Greece every single day would think about whether they could castrate or blind everyone else in Greece every single day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So it was almost a no. They were thinking about it. Can I castrate or blind him?
Oh, that's insane and beautiful. That's almost as good as the Dwarf Fortress bug about the beer and the cats. Do you know about that one?
I don't know about that one, Dave, and I got bad news.
It's not working again?
It's not working.
Okay.
I can't interact with the things I need to interact with. And I've disconnected from the client.
Oh boy. Okay. So I think our options are like kill everything, or
how literally are we doing this?
Castrate and blind tabletop simulator. I mean, like, the question is, do I reset my computer, which will end the stream and we'll have to restart it. That's the real question. Or do we try some other stuff first?
I think, to be honest, I think at this point it's a reset the computer or give up kind of.
Okay.
Deep. Like we've tried. I don't know what could be causing this now that we've shut everything down. I'll restart my computer as well.
Yeah. But I think I think we're definitely at that stage. Cool. Okie dokes. Well, bear with us, dear audience. We will be back in a few minutes. I'm very sorry that I can't leave you with some silly music and a test card, but I need my computer to be running for that to happen. So we'll kill the stream and reconvene here. Don't go anywhere. Yep. See you